Okay, so total, I don't know where I'm putting this clip. Might be at the beginning of this video, but whatever. A lot of you guys were asking about the white elephant, how that went. I totally forgot to talk about it in all the videos I've made so far. It was hilarious. We totally bombed it, messed everything up. So I had got that massage gun, remember? And I was like, I'm gonna buy this, and then I want us to steal it. And Shelby wanted to steal it even more than I did. She was like, I want one of those things. Those things look sweet. And I was like, me too. I want to try it so bad. And then her gift was like a big blanket hoodie. It was like a hoodie that, you like slip over or whatever. It's got like the pockets in the front, but it was giant. Like you just basically like put this thing on and like, curl up on the couch or whatever. And then a funny, like a fanny pack that looks like a hairy stomach. It was freaking hilarious. But so I don't remember how the drawings went. I drew before her. So like, I think I was like the third or fourth person. So it was me, Shelby, my mom, my uncle, my cousin. I don't know, his daughter. I always forget the terminology. I think that would be my cousin, right? I'm having a brain fart. And then my grandma, and then Bill and Sherry, which is like a family friend of everybody. So my cousin drew first, and she was picked first. Well, yeah, so she drew first, she picked first, whatever. Hers, she picked a pretty cool looking bag, but ends up pulling it, and she's like, I don't know, 12 or 13 years old, she's young. And ends up being like a mini crock pot, and I think it's like some sort of food item or something like that. And for a kid, for me, I'm like, oh, a little crock pot, that would come in handy. But as a kid, you're like, damn, this sucks. So she was like, oh, cool. And then everybody that drew after her, she's like, I got this awesome crock pot if anybody wants to steal it. My mom drew after her, I think, and she drew a $45 Lowe's gift card, which was, I would have been super happy with that because I live at Lowe's. My uncle drew, and he picked Shelby's gift, which is funny because every time we do a white elephant, he somehow picks hers. So it was the hoodie and the fanny pack, but he had already had one of those fanny packs, like the exact same one. So he ended up trading my cousin. So she got the hoodie and the fanny pack, and then he got the crock pot thing. And then Sherry drew, and she picked this one. It was wrapped up. I swore it was a cooler, right? So it's actually this thing right here behind me. She ends up picking this thing. So this was wrapped, but you could see the handle up here, but you couldn't see anything else. I'm like, that's not a cooler. So she draws it, and basically it's like a little, kind of like an at-home toolkit. It's a Black & Decker. Of course, my camera's not going to focus on it. It's a Black & Decker 29-piece kit. So obviously it's got this cool case. It had a drill in there, one of the batteries, some couple different pliers, levels, utility knife, a little hammer, tape measure, a bunch of drill bits, and then it's got this removable thing, and then you can obviously open stuff up and stuff like that. And I looked at Shelby, I was like, ooh, that's really cool. I kind of want that. So she drew that, and then her husband drew next, Bill. And don't quote me on the order of this, but it was all of them drew before us. And then he picked up my bag, which was the massage gun. And me and Shelby looked at each other, like, all right, cool. And then I'm like, damn, they both got something that I would love either the drill or the massage gun, right? So I draw, and everybody, like, besides my cousin, was like super happy with what they got. Like, Sherry was super happy with this. She's like, oh, he's always trying to buy me these. And she's kind of like, what's the term? Like tomboyish, I guess. She's female, but she doesn't like, girly pink type stuff. And she's like, he's always trying to buy me, these damn pink tools and this stuff. So now I finally got my own toolkit, and I'm like, damn it. And I was like, I don't want to steal, because everybody, they found the massager, and I was hoping that nobody was going to know what it was. And they ended up like, oh my God, these things are so awesome. My chiropractor or doctor has one, and this and that. And I'm like, damn it. So I'm like, shoot. I basically like became a chicken shit and didn't want to steal. So I went up there. I was like, there could be other cool stuff up here too. So I picked one, and I got it in here somewhere. But it's one of those bug assault guns. And if you don't know what that is, it looks like a toy shotgun. It's like all plastic. It looks like a Nerf gun, but you put salt in it, like table salt. And then you like cock it, and you aim and pull the trigger, and like it shoots this like poof of salt at like a bug. If you get a spider or a fly. And the cool thing is, like, it kind of like, spreads out. So if you got like a fly flying around and you're aiming kind of by it, like you're gonna, shoot the thing and kill it. and it had like a cool, like an extra attachment or something like that. Like I've never actually seen one in person, but this one came with like a laser thing you got to buy separately. So when you load it, like it laser turns on, you got like laser sights and stuff. So it was pretty cool. And I'm like, it's actually kind of nifty. It's kind of handy because we live by the water. So no matter what, like you get tons of bugs. So I'm like, all right, it's kind of cool. Didn't really want it though. I was like, I want the damn toolkit or the massage thing. Shelby drew, I think, right after me. She just went up and stole the massage gun. And then, and everybody started laughing. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So everybody was cool about it. Because nobody had stolen yet. Like, I just didn't want to be the one to, like, break that barrier and, like, steal first. But she went up there, she's like, I'm stealing this. And everyone started laughing. And then my grandma goes after Shelby and steals the massage gun from her. So now, like, you can't steal that anymore. And I'm like, damn it. I'm like, lady, you don't even know what the hell this thing is. I'm like, I'm sitting there in my head, I'm like, she is definitely not gonna know how to use it. So now that it had been stolen twice, nobody could steal it from her. But because it was stolen from Shelby, that was like my grandma's choice, like her pick. So now Shelby got to pick again. So Shelby went and stole the toolkit thing for me. So I'm like, oh my God, you stole her husband's massage gun and then you're stealing her toolkit. I'm like, oh my God, but we were all just dying laughing. And come to find out, the Black & Decker drill I have, this one right here, that's just, I mean, it's been through hell and back. Like, this thing is beat up. I've got 2 of these batteries because I have a weed whacker that uses it too. But this drill has just seen better days. The drill that came in this kit uses the same exact battery. So I was like, that is awesome. Like, I don't even need that drill technically because it is a cheaper kit. But I was like, that is awesome to have another one of those batteries and a charger. And then, so Sherry, because Shelby stole her gift, Sherry got to pick again. And the last present on the table was her own. And I was like, oh my God, I feel even worse now. It was it's a bunch of like good looking like pasta and sauces, like all different kind of like fancy, expensive stuff. And I'm just in my head like, I want to like that because we don't cook like, you know, when we make spaghetti and any kind of pasta, we're just using like the Kroger, you know, whatever they got cheapest, you know. So we're not like foodies like that, I guess. I don't know, you know, we don't cook like that. And she ended up trading my grandma for the massage gun. So she ended up, you know, they got the massage gun still, and then my grandma got the food stuff. And, you know, she loves to cook too. So it ended up working out really good. But I was like, oh my God, it was hilarious. So that's how that worked. That's how that played out. I wanted to get that out there because I totally, after I made the clip about it, you know, about wanting that, I totally forgot to even talk about how it actually played out. So, all right, guys. What's up, guys? So it's a new day from those old clips, but I wanted to make this like intro clip because a lot of the clips I got, actually I think all of the clips I got, I'm not talking in them, so I will be talking over them. But just to give you guys a backstory of what happened. So yesterday was Friday. No, yesterday was Saturday. We went up to Novi, which is in Oakland County, Michigan. And if you guys aren't, well, obviously you guys probably aren't familiar. Maybe a few of my followers, because I know some of you guys are not far from where we are. We live in Monroe, and Novi is about a 45 minute drive. It's like 50 miles north. I actually grew up there, so going up there like feels like home to me. It's really weird. I kind of love it, but like I don't like it because I get like homesick almost because I miss it so bad. But in Novi, I would compare it to like Orlando, Florida. Like they have, you know, comparatively speaking, like, you know, in Michigan, obviously. But like in Orlando, you know, they have everything you can imagine down there. Like that's kind of how Novi is. Just any stores you can imagine, any food you can imagine, any activities you want to do, like they have it or they have something like it, you know what I mean? So we went up to 12 Oaks Mall, which is like a giant mall, for us at least. I know some of you guys have like, what is it, like the Mall of America or whatever, like a state or two over, which is insane. But 12 Oaks Mall for us is like the Mall of Michigan, basically. So we went up there, walked around some stores, and then we were gonna go axe throwing, but the places were, we couldn't really get like a exact figure on the price because they were like, well, it depends on how many people you have, depends on this, depends on that. We're like, well, we just have this many people, like we want to do it. And then we finally found a place, and it was like 7 o'clock, and they didn't have any openings till like after 9. And we're like, you know, we're not trying to hang around for a couple hours and just wait. So that was kind of on us, but we ended up going roller skating, which yeah, I'm 30 years old now. I haven't went roller skating. I don't roller skate. I rollerblade. I never could do like the four wheels like this or whatever. Like I got to do the inline skates. Haven't done that since definitely like maybe early high school. So it's literally been, oh my God, at least 10, 12, 13 years. You know, I'd like to say it's like riding a bike. You know, once you know how to do it, you can just hop back on and go. But this was a little harder. But yeah, we'll get into the clips and I'll just kind of talk over them as we go. Okay, so this was a really cool store we went into. It was like they call it like an influencer, like TikTok type store. She stocks like anything that's trending. And I don't know if you guys have heard of them, but like the freeze-dried candy, that's like a big thing right now. I love them. They're like drugs to me, like I'm addicted. They had the freeze-dried Skittles here, but their prices were astronomical. It was insane. They had a lot of cool stuff though. I loved the store. All kinds of random stuff. But those little tiny bags of the freeze-dried Skittles were like $16 because all their prices here were if you were a member. So the price that you see is actually like $2 more. But I get a pound of those little Skittles. Jake was buying the Prime and he was kind of getting duped into everything. But I buy those little Skittles, like you can get them in a pound bag, which is like 10 of those for less than 30 bucks. And then Shelby insisted on going to this shake place. So this is one of those places where you get those insanely huge over-the-top shakes, because I was excited. I genuinely wanted to try it, but seeing the pictures, I was like, I don't know about that. That just looks ridiculous. So check this out.
This looks amazing. This place is called, is it M Street?
All those cinnamon roll.
Everything. Look at the drinks. They're even cute.
Pickle?
And they're kind of pricey. They're like $18, but wait till you see what it looks like.
So I went with the Party Animal. This is how it starts off. It's a strawberry shake. They put whipped cream on top. You can see the top is covered with like some sort of like chocolate and sprinkles, or like a white chocolate or something. Inside it had little bits of like, I don't know if they were like frosted animal crackers or something, but she just kept going and going and going with all the stuff she was putting on. Honestly, the cotton candy was my favorite part, besides the shake itself. So this thing was as ridiculous as you can imagine. Everything she's putting on there wasn't really that flavorful. It was just kind of like a generic, cool-looking, sugary treat, and it was just way too much for one person. Even two people, like it was too much. But it was awesome, though. And this table we were sitting at was filthy. But check out these bathrooms. So not to cut off so quickly from the shake, my goodness. I ran to the bathroom real quick. Shelby had to go too. And if you're in America, you know what I'm talking about. I think other countries have this sorted perfectly. When you're in a bathroom stall, the doors and the walls are so short. There's like 2 feet of a gap under the doors and the walls. So any little kid can like just straight up just almost like walk under it. It's insane. And then the gaps in the doors, you can literally look and see in there. You can be face to face with somebody and see right through them. These doors were super tall and there was like no gap. I loved it. I just had to give them a shout out because that was amazing. And then here we are walking around the world's biggest parking lot. Parked nice and close. We were just kind of being stupid, but we gave up trying to do the axe throwing place. I didn't get any footage because it was just a madhouse. I mean, it was shoulder to shoulder. And here we are skating. So, man, this was a blast. It was a throwback. Caleb, he rented this little like walker thing to like help him learn. And me and Jake caught on pretty quick again. We were flying. Jake was able to like spin around and do all that cool stuff that I couldn't remember how to do. And then they were getting ready to do a race. And there's Jake all the way on the left side of the screen in the white hoodie. And this was ages like 14 and up or something like that, 15 and up.
I hope he knows so I get in the middle.
3, 2, 1. I never said no, guys.
Oh, I forgot about this. They did a false start. So he was like 3, 2, 1. And then people started taking off. He's like, I didn't say go.
They used to do that at Dixie all the time.
That was just more. Try it again.
Here he goes. Almost lost it. I did that so many times throughout the night. And it's funny because that humbles you real quick. You start flying or doing some cool moves, and then you almost lose it, and you're back to skating nice and slow. And that guy that fell right there, he was one of the workers.
Ride the line, ride the line.
I was telling Jake, I was like, stay on the inside, stay on the inside. You gotta ride that line. But he ends up coming in, it was 4th or 5th. But yeah, it was a good night. It was pretty fun. So we all used to skate, I don't want to say skate a lot, but there's a place local like in Monroe. There was Dixie Skateland, which is still around, and then there was a place called Xanadu, I think it was called. That one switched like 3 or 4 times, and I think now it's a church, which is really odd to me. Dixie Skateland is still around, and that's the one where kind of I think most kids went. And then when we got older, I think Xanadu was kind of cooler, if I remember correctly. Because Dixie was kind of, I wouldn't say geared more for little kids, but it was smaller and just more little kids always there, whereas Xanadu was like, you know, they played like better music, and it was definitely a lot bigger. We used to go, actually, you know, we were thinking about it last night. I don't know if me and Shelby ever went when we were dating, because when we started dating, I think I was 15 and she was 14. That was probably about the time that we stopped going. So yeah, so that means it's probably been like 15 years since we've skated, and surprisingly we picked up pretty good. And Caleb ended up switching. So Caleb rented those at first, and they were pretty hard. Like he just really couldn't get it. I'm like, dude, go get the the rollerblades, and he ended up doing a lot better. But my rollerblades, so your foot is, it's kind of like a shoe or like a ski boot, think of something like that, if you know what I'm talking about. It's just like a hard piece of plastic, but it's got like padding on the inside, and you kind of like clip it shut. You want it nice and snug. You don't want the skate to be like this and your foot kind of like moving around in there, because then you get blisters, and you can hurt yourself pretty easy. I think you probably fall a lot too. The top of mine that like kind of sits like from my ankle up was like completely broken and separated from the lower portion of the skate. So as I'm skating, like if this is my ankle right here and this is my foot, you want them to be like nice and straight, but like my ankle would just like twist every time, and I had to like keep, like I would loosen it up and retighten it, because I honestly like it would, the way that place was laid out was like just really kind of poor, I guess. So like you had to go way far to get the skates, and then to go back and put them back on, come way out there, and the skates were stinky. But me and Shelby pretty much decided that we want to skate a lot again, because it was a blast. Like surprisingly, even being 30, like everything on my body hurts, but nothing hurt from skating. Like I'm not sore, I'm not worn out or anything. The only thing that hurt was that like I have wider feet, nothing like weird, but like just like, and my shoes, like I wear like a size 11, but I get an 11 and a half, because they're a little bit wider, and it just fits like really comfortably. The skates, when you clamp that like top clamp, it like pulls them in, so it's like my foot's in the skate, and it's being like almost pushed like this, so like I almost need some like sort of like a Dr. Scholl's insert or something like that if we ever go again. But I decided, I'm like, Shelby looked them up when we were leaving. She's like, let's buy our own roller skates, then we don't gotta rent them, because those things stunk. As soon as we got home, man, I jumped in the shower, I was scrubbing my feet, I was like, ugh, and it smelled, not to get graphic, but it smelled so bad. And like I said, the latches were broken on half of them, and then the whole top of the skate was like loose. And I told them when I returned them, but yeah, we were like, let's check into skates. So we found like some really, we haven't ordered them yet, but some ones that had really good reviews for like $50. I'm like, that's not bad at all. I expect them to be like 100 plus. And I was like, if we use them a couple times a year, that's worth it to me. But yeah, so we're gonna look into like Dixie, like if they have like open skates, or like adult nights would be like super cool. I don't think they have a bar or anything there, but that would be pretty fun though, because they got all the lights and the loud music and stuff. So I think we're all gonna buy some rollerblades and go skating more often, and it was fun. But yeah, my feet were killing me when we left, because like I said, it was just like crunching them. But overall, it was a super fun night. Sorry, I wish I could have got more clips. I thought I had a lot more, but apparently I didn't. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys like these more frequent uploads. Definitely helping having all that bedroom footage. I'm starting to run out though, because you guys are basically, I think I have one or two more coming out, and you guys are pretty much caught up. So I haven't really done anything in the room since then, except a little bit of cleaning and some behind the scenes stuff that's not really worthy of showing. So yeah, I don't know, I gotta figure out something else to film. But all right guys, I'll see you.